What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. Today we have Vince McMahon's dream. It's the Romans versus the Romans. Let's rock and roll with the big dogs, the pack of big dogs. That was an exceptionally long load time. Perhaps the game couldn't handle this much Roman. Anyway, welcome to a fine... What's today? Thursday? Yes. Welcome to Thursday on this channel, on this show. Before I get into this additional GFW news that has just been going around, a lot of speculation and whatnot, obviously, I need to sit here and discuss the 2K18 stuff from yesterday, the continuing IGM coverage, etc., on 2K18. Hoorah! From yesterday. They put out a Breezango entrance, which looked amazing. I know I've been kind of nitpicking here and there on some of that stuff, but that Breezango entrance, pretty much, I couldn't ask for anything better. However, you know there's always something. There's always a little bit of something that gets on my nerves that should be in there, considering every year they say it's the most realistic, it is the most authentic, etc., right? Now, obviously, we already know that, you know, you only have Cole and Saxton and Graves on announcing. You only have JoJo as your ring announcer, right? That's alright. I accept that. It's not great. Like, they had games in the past that had separate announce teams. That's, you know, there's only so many hours in a day, can't get it done, money problems, scheduling, whatever, right? However, how long have Tyler Breeze and Fandango been Breezango? When JoJo announces them, she announces them, you know, well, first of all, when Greg Hamilton does his job on Smackdown, he announces them as Tyler Breeze and Fandango Breezango. And apparently, they did, at least from this video, they did not record JoJo saying the word Breezango. That's their tag team name. Why wouldn't that be in there? You know, it's the little things. It's when every year they say it's the most realistic, it's the most whatever, and just the little things that you would have in a actual broadcast aren't there, kind of get on my nerves. Splash Mountain from Roman Blue to Roman the Red. And Roman Yellow interferes, Roman Green does a fat lot of nothing. Anyway, let's do that corner finisher. Hoorah! Hit that spear, boy. Roman spears. Roman. That's right. Big dog. Big dog eats. And then big... No, I hit the ref. Big dog wanted to hit the other big dog. There's too many big dogs. And then pin the big dog. Because Roman Red should be a dunzo. But there we go. There we go. Way easier than trying to fight Brock Lesnar as Bo Dallas yesterday. So yeah, just that one little thing was like, come on, you know, it's... I'm hoping, again, in the final game, that there's somewhere in there where when you have Breezango as a team, they get announced as Breezango. They've been doing that since 2016. That shouldn't even be an issue. But, you know, apparently it's an issue. I don't know. But no, visually and animation and everything else, that entrance looked amazing. So, you know, again, I will give credit where credit is due when credit is due. And there's Roman and Roman celebrating their wins. And you would imagine that being a feud, there would have been a cutscene there, but no. And here's Roman and Rollins, the real Roman, fighting Seth freaking Rollins in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Having a gimmick match in your universe mode. Meanwhile, in my career, they almost never gave me a gimmick match. That was some nonsense. Anyway, simulate, and Rollins defeated Reigns. And heading on to Smackdown. Alright. The Romans beat the Romans. The first match was of many, yeah. Triple H reminded the universe that how much he loves the Authority, and Brock Lesnar defeated Bo Dallas. So, alright, there's your universe news, and then we're going to hit this button here. And, okay, yes, proceed to the next event, which is, wait, I don't want a main event? I don't care about main event. Okay, what matches are on main event? Tamina, Natalya, and Nia Jax in a triple threat. Lince Dorado versus the modern-day Maharaja, and Dolph Ziggler, Braun Strowman. We are not going to play any of those matches, so If this game happens to automatically generate something interesting, then I will definitely take a look, because I put a lot of the created guys that I downloaded are in this universe, so, you know, certainly there is the potential for some insanity, but if it's just standard matches you would see on TV anyway, that's like, I'm interested in the rivalries more than anything else. Even if they're using all the same cutscenes as the My Career that I've already seen in the 70 hours that I played My Career. Natalya wins. Lince Dorado defeated the Modern Day Maharaja, and Braun Strowman defeated Dolph Ziggler. And there was no news from that event. None at all. Moving on to NXT, where I kind of shoved a lot of the Legends guys onto NXT. Alundra Blaze fights Ivory. The New Age Outlaws fight Blake and Murphy. And the Fabulous Freebirds fight the Dudleys. Fatal 4-Way, Brian Pillman, Tyson Kidd, Stone Cold, and Haku, a.k.a. Meng. And Asuka versus Lita. Watching those video packages, every single show gets real old real fast. Alundra Blaze defeated Ivory. The Outlaws defeated Blake and Murphy. Freebirds win. Stone Cold wins. And Asuka wins, of course, because no one is ready for Asuka. And there was some news with Alundra Blaze earning a victory over Ivory in a close match. Okay, sure. Perhaps we'll get into that at some point, but not right now. I want to hit up Smackdown. Your Smackdown card includes Miz, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens triple threat. We have Carmella, Eva Marie in a one-on-one match. We have the Big Baby versus James Ellsworth. We have the New Day versus the Usos. We have Taker versus Ty Dillinger, 10-10-10, and Rusev versus Edge in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So I will simulate this one. Sami Zayn wins. And actually, I will get into Carmella and Eva Marie. We will save Big Baby Ellsworth for tomorrow, but Ellsworth is definitely a topic of discussion today. And so going back to that roster reveal, right, we have our entire base roster now. It's like 175, 179. It's a lot of guys and girls, right? And that's fine. That's great. You know, they're doing the usual thing where they have guys who were in the DLC last year, part of the base roster this year. That seems to be a pretty constant, because, you know, they have that work already done. So here they are in the new lighting engine. We made some tweaks, but it's kind of we already did that work. So it's already here. And that's fine, right? But here's what's not fine. Signed in November 2016 to a one-year deal, defeating AJ Styles 3 times, being on TV constantly since his debut, which is more than I can say for a lot of guys on the roster and girls. Where's Summer Rae? Where's Luke Harper? Where's Eric Rowan? Where's a lot of people who don't get on TV every freaking week on the base roster? Not included. And I'm sure he'll either be DLC or perhaps a manager or something. James Big Hog Ellsworth. How? How did you mess that up? How? Like, alright. The fact that you don't have the Hardys on the base game, I can understand. The Hardys debuted at Mania. Mania's the cutoff date. Last year it was Nakamura. He was in the, you know, very expensive NXT edition. Fine. I get that. You have a cutoff. That ends up being DLC. That's fine. Ellsworth signed in November of last year. How on God's green earth is Ellsworth not on the disc by himself? And if you say, oh, well, he's going to be a manager and not playable, like, say, Paul Heyman, that's nonsense. He beat AJ Styles 3 times. Granted, with the help of Dean Ambrose, but still. He was a major part of their programming at the end of last year. How in the hell is he not on the base roster? Just as someone who makes YouTube videos, having a actual model of Ellsworth to work with for more Ellsworth challenges in 2K18 was at the top of my list. So if you're going to say that he's not there for day one for me to make videos from, that's nonsense. I'm so just annoyed about that. Like, how did you mess that up? Now, a lot of folks are mad about, you know, the Hardys and, oh, they're just doing them, they're holding them back for DLC because, you know, money reasons. And as someone who ends up buying that stupid season pass every year, and thankfully this year, that season pass is included in the deluxe and, you know, their big fancy editions. Sure, whatever, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. It's business. I don't like it, but it's business. Whatever. But to not have Ellsworth on your disc day one because either he's a manager or he's DLC is just, I'm mad about it. It's so dumb. There's no reason that he shouldn't be in there when you've got people on there who are barely ever on TV. I don't get it. I don't get it. And finally, that GFW thing, there's been a lot of rumors flying about how Anthem now might want to sell GFW and get out of the wrestling business, which, considering they just bought that whole thing, is hilarious. Like, did they not know what they were getting into with the long and storied history of them losing money and not paying talent and having issues? And, oh, they're paying talent now, and guess what? That money goes real quick. You're just burning money. And apparently Jeff Jarrett is actually out. Like, there's a lot of stuff going around with that whole situation, which is, hey, Eva Marie, all red or a thing. There's just a lot of stuff going on there, which is, you know, a lot of hearsay and speculation, and good God Almighty to the outside. I don't know. That whole situation is evolving, as it were, but it is DDT on the floor. It is ridiculous that they would even be in such a situation in the first place, and not understand what they got into when they bought and then rebranded twice, is insane. Insane. So, we'll see if they manage to survive another year as GFW or Impact or TNA or whatever they might end up rebranding to, because apparently Jeff Jarrett owns the name GFW, so I don't know. And so tomorrow, we have the very stellar match here of Big Baby versus James Ellsworth. Tune in for that. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.